What if everything you believe about women is a beautiful lie? Think about it for a moment. How many of your ideas about love, devotion, loyalty, and beauty were shaped not by reality, but by stories, fairy tales, movies, cultural myths that painted women as angels or demons, saints or sinners? What if, instead of idealizing or condemning, you dared to see women as they are, fully human, fully alive, dangerously free? Friedrich Nietzsche dared, and what he saw wasn't the sweet narrative most want to believe. Today, we'll walk through the raw, sometimes uncomfortable, but ultimately liberating perspective of Nietzsche on women, not as figures to be worshipped or resented, but as forces to be understood. If you have the courage to keep listening, prepare yourself. Some truths sting before they set you free. Nietzsche was not a man who sugar-coated reality. He believed that facing life's brutal truths, without flinching, without illusions, was the only path to true freedom. His life was a constant rebellion against comfort, conformity, and easy answers. Among the many areas he explored with fierce honesty was the nature of human relationships. For Nietzsche, women embodied some of the deepest, most vital forces of life: creation, destruction, survival, chaos. To truly understand women, he argued, was to look beyond moral judgments and romantic fantasies. As the University of Cambridge highlights in their studies of his philosophy, one must have chaos within to give birth to a dancing star. Nietzsche's chaos was not disorder, it was the raw energy of life itself. And nowhere was this chaos more present than in the mystery of the feminine. Forget the soft focus Hollywood versions of womanhood. Nietzsche's eternal feminine is wild, untamed, and fiercely instinctual. He didn't see women as better or worse than men. He saw them as different expressions of the same primal forces. To Nietzsche, women were closer to the raw currents of nature. While men built structures, systems, and theories to distance themselves from the chaos of life, women moved with it, embodied it. This idea doesn't diminish women. It elevates them as bearers of life's deepest truths, truths that terrify those clinging to control. Love, seduction, betrayal, loyalty, destruction, all swirl together in the eternal dance. And yet, rather than honor this reality, society has spent centuries trying to confine, moralize, or idealize women. Nietzsche rejected all of it. "See her for what she is," he whispered through his writings, "not for what you wish her to be." Nietzsche saw something that many still miss. Fragility is not weakness. Fragility can be one of the greatest powers. In his analysis, the apparent vulnerability of women was often a profound social weapon. The world protects the fragile. It leans toward it, defends it, admires it. Fragility invites closeness, loyalty, protection, all without overtly demanding them. Modern psychology echoes this. Harvard's Psychological Review concluded that vulnerability is often a powerful social strategy, not a sign of weakness. Nietzsche understood that in relationships, the dynamics of power rarely unfold through brute force. Often the power lies in being desired, being indispensable, being irreplaceable, and those who are seen as needing protection often control those offering it. In this sense, the delicate hand often guides the iron glove. Nietzsche's most radical idea might have been that love itself is not free from the will to power. Love, he believed, isn't just about selfless devotion. It's a battlefield of wills, a negotiation of dominance, even when cloaked in tenderness. When we love, we want to possess. We want to be necessary. We want to be irreplaceable. And women, in Nietzsche's view, had mastered the art of navigating this subtle struggle, often without even realizing it. Every act of love, Nietzsche wrote, is at bottom a desire for possession. It's not a cynical view, it's an honest one. Recognizing the undercurrents of power in love doesn't make love less beautiful, it makes it more real. And only when we stop pretending that love is pure, can we begin to build relationships rooted in truth, not fantasy. Here's a harsh truth. When you put someone on a pedestal, you're not loving them. You're loving a fantasy. Nietzsche warned that men especially are prone to idealizing women, crafting images of perfection that no real person could ever fulfill. And when the real woman inevitably falls short of the fantasy, bitterness sets. In Camille Paglia, in her groundbreaking studies, captured this perfectly. Idealization of women has imprisoned both sexes in cages of unattainable expectations. Idealization doesn't elevate women, it dehumanizes them. It traps men in cycles of disappointment and resentment. It traps women in expectations they never agreed to uphold. To truly love a woman, Nietzsche implied, you must first kill the fantasy. See her darkness, see her contradictions. Love her not because she's perfect, but because she's real. The failure to see women as they are isn't just a personal flaw, it's a spiritual danger. When we cling to illusions, Nietzsche argued, we sow the seeds of resentment, a deep, corrosive resentment born from the clash between reality and our fantasies. A man who idealizes will eventually despise. A woman who feels idolized, not understood, will eventually retreat. Are you loving a real person, or are you in love with an idea? The question is brutal, the answer is liberating. To love without illusions is to love without chains. It is to face the wild, sacred, chaotic reality of another human being, and to choose them anyway. In Nietzsche's later works, he speaks of women with a kind of awe, not because they are fragile, but because they are powerful. Women, he suggests, are manifestations of nature's deepest instincts: survival, renewal, chaos, and beauty intertwined. Stanford University's research into Nietzsche's writings concludes, women are portrayed as stronger instinctual forces disguised in fragility. To recognize this is not to fear it, it's to respect it. When you see a woman as a force, not a symbol, you stop trying to cage her. You stop demanding that she conform to your scripts. Instead, you meet her. Wild, mysterious, sovereign. And you dance with the unpredictable. That's where real connection begins. In the end, Nietzsche challenges us to love with our eyes wide open. Not the sanitized, sentimentalized love that crumbles at the first taste of imperfection, but a love rooted in the acceptance of life's messy, terrifying, magnificent reality. He who cannot lie to himself, Nietzsche hinted, is the one who can truly love. To love a woman is to embrace the full spectrum of her being, the nurturing and the destructive, the tenderness and the fury, the strength and the fragility. It's to dance not with an angel, but with a tempest. And in that dance you find something far greater than comfort. You find truth. Thank you for having the courage to walk through these brutal, beautiful truths. If this conversation stirred something within you, I invite you to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and join us on the next journey, how power dynamics shape love. Until then, remember, don't love illusions. Love reality. Fiercely, bravely, truthfully. See you in the real world.